Welcome everyone. So, I'm gonna be talking about Stantler. Stantler was extremely underwhelming, as we all know. Very underrated and overlooked Pokemon for sure. So, most importantly, well, not most importantly, actually, that's not what makes or breaks it. But the first thing I want to address is the typing. I'm sure most people will be totally on board with this change. It's a pretty common one that people request, normal Psychic Stantler. Reason being, the deck's pretty number one, it literally evolves into a normal psychic type, so even like Legends Arceus knew that Stantler is like psychic vibes. If you read the deck's entries, all of them talk about how like the curved antlers subtly change the flow of air to create a strange space where reality is distorted. They lose control of their senses, can be turned into a powder that aids sleeping. If they lose control of their senses, strange space where reality is distorted, odd sensation as if one were being drawn into their centers, unable to stand. It just keeps repeating itself. It's strangely shaped antlers have the power to bewitch those who see them. So, yeah, pretty obvious that this Pokemon has psychic powers of some kind. So I think the normal psychic type fits fine. There are a handful of normal psychic types in this hack, so I did have to make sure that they don't overlap with one another. Let me count how many there are quickly. There are 5, and only one of them was originally normal psychic type. And here is one. There's 3 more that are new, and then there's one that was normal psychic before, and then one that was also normal psychic before has actually changed. So we'll talk about those when we get to them. But yeah, still a good typing nonetheless. Normal psychic is really good because, of course, it's immune to ghost. So I think it only has a few weaknesses, or maybe just one actually to dark. No, I'm completely stupid. It's bug as well. And it only has 1 resist to psychic, so it's immune to ghost, resistant to psychic, and then it's a bug in dark as its weaknesses, which is still pretty solid. So Stantler's main amazing tools here is the move pool and the abilities, and also the stat, but mostly the abilities in conjunction with these stats are excellent. So Stantler retains the ability Intimidate, which is obviously an incredible ability. It's great utility. You switch it in, and it drops the opponent's attack by 1/3 roughly each time you switch in, which is great. Obviously, that's roughly. Of course, I know at like -3, it's only a 10% difference from -2, but ultimately, it's still a great ability to switch in and out with. Makes you a lot tankier. You can also use that with stuff like Parting Shot. Great ability nonetheless. But your other ability is a new ability called Energy Shield. I was struggling to find an ability for Stantler. I actually originally wanted Psychic Surge, but there's another normal Psychic type with Psychic Surge that will be almost mimicking Indeedee in some ways, which is going to be really cool. So it's difficult to make them stand out from one another too much. So I wanted to give Stantler a better ability. I originally had Sap Sipper at one point, which is a good ability. It's a great ability. I mean, being immune to grass, getting that stat boost is useful and all, but I don't know. He just felt like I needed more, so I gave him an Energy Shield for the same logic as like the psychic typing, I guess. Like it changes where reality is distorted. Odd sensation as if one were being drawn into the centers. I think that makes enough sense for energy, So I guess you could say that energy is like shielding them from damage. And what that ability does, by the way, is it. If you check on the sheet, you can also find all these effects, by the way. It just is essentially multi-scale. However, it's even better than multi-scale because Mold Breaker and stuff bypasses multi-scale, while Mold Breaker cannot bypass Energy Shield, which is excellent. So yeah, just a really good ability. I mean, that is better than Intimidate in a lot of situations. So in this hack, you do have access to infinite use ability capsules, so you can easily just swap between your abilities whenever you need. So say for one fight you need Intimidate to support your teammates, you want to use Intimidate Parting Shot, go ahead and use that. Next fight, you want to run Energy Shield Setup Set, then run that. You can just use the ability capsule, you can use the infinite EV training items as well. You do have instant EV training items, excuse me. And those items will allow you to change from physical to special sets because Stantler is still a mixed attacker. It was a mixed attacker before with the 95, 85 offenses, so yeah, it is bulkier overall. 78, 76, 78, 73, 73 bulk with Intimidate and Energy Shield is very solid bulk. Again, only with 2 weaknesses. It's a very good defensive utility mon, and it's strong with 106 base speed. If you look at the speed tier guide, you can see where he stacks up. I felt as if the 106 base speed fit for the same reasons mons like Saw's Buck are fast. He has a deer, and deer run pretty damn fast. So 106 base speed is pretty good for it. It's not like the fastest thing on the planet, but it's still a really good speed tier nonetheless. And then I just think that 105, 100 offenses fit. He has his big antlers, and he's a deer, and he can kick and shit. And then the special psychic powers come from, of course, the dex entries. And of course, Stantler actually learned more psychic type moves than normal type moves by level up, I believe. Maybe the same amount. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, technically one more normal type move, but yeah. it learns a lot of second hit moves by level up, and of course even ghost type stuff like Astonish and Confuse Ray and stuff. So yeah. So most importantly, yeah, Intimidate is great for utility. You got Parting Shot, you got dual screens with Intimidate is excellent. You got Slack Off with Intimidate to heal. Another good thing is you can actually use Slack Off plus Energy Shield to gain your Energy Shield back. You also have stuff like setup moves. So setup moves wise, you have Nasty Plot, Swords Dance, and Calm Mind. All of those go amazingly with Energy Shield because again, Energy Shield will give you that free setup turn. You can take so many hits that you wouldn't be able to take otherwise. So you can really tank a hit nicely and then get off that setup move and go to town with it with your 106 base speed. At +2 special attack or attack, you're very strong. Or you can use Calm Mind plus Slack Off, and you can actually just become super tanky and strong. You also have Stored Power at level 65 with Calm Mind. Stored Power is not the greatest with Nasty Plot or Swords Dance. Nasty Plot mostly, excuse me, because you can only use Nasty Plot once, so you would only have a 60 base power, stored power. However, stored power is still buffed to where you get +1 special attack each time you use it, meaning, even if you only had one Nasty Plot up, you would have a +2 special attack stored power, 60 base power, then it would go to 80, then it would go to 100, then it would go to 120 on the last use. That only has 3 PP, but it is still amazing move nonetheless, extremely powerful option for sure. You just have a lot of powerful stab moves as well. You have your Hyper Beam, you have your Psycho Boost. Both of those drop your special attack stat by 2. You got your Double Edge. You got your Psycho Warp and Strength. Psycho Warp and Strength are both versions of Close Combat, so you have a normal and psychic version of Close Combat. You have Side Strike, you got Psycho Break, all these powerful moves. You can check out what all these do in the description below, by the way. I'm not going to waste too much time talking about every single move here, but just know that he has a lot of powerful stab moves and a lot of powerful coverage moves late game, such as Thunder. He actually learned Thunder and Thunderbolt and Charge Beam already, so giving him Volt Switch is normal, and this hack I've been giving Volt Switch to all ones that learn other electric type moves, just because I want to make it more widespread, like U-Turn, which is also more widespread now. Basically every mon has at least one switch move now for the most part, and if they don't, you can always use the infinite use eject button now, which is buffed. There are also other Held Denim buffs, you can go check those out in the description below as well. Yeah, it's just a really solid mon. I mean, it's really, really good. Those abilities are excellent, truly excellent abilities. Really good coverage. It has tons of coverage to hit everything. It has, recoil moves of Play Rough, Wild Charge, Takedown, Rock Climb. It has powerful coverage with Earthquake and Megaton Kick and Mega Horn and Stone Edge and Focus Blast. It has other coverage moves like Blaze Kick, Energy Ball, Thunderbolt, Rock Slide, Aura Sphere, Shadow Ball, Mystical Fire. Tons of awesome coverage. Really, it can hit everything it needs to hit super effectively for sure. Like I said, Intimidate sets are excellent. You also have other good utilities. So you do have also other powerful coverage. You have High Jump Kick as well, which replaced Jump Kick because there is a new version of High Jump Kick called Dive Bomb, which is Flying type. Obviously, Stantler doesn't get that, but I figured just make Jump Kick, High Jump Kick, and then give that to the same mons that got Jump Kick. So Double Kick is also good coverage early game or mid game. You're not gonna be able to catch Stantler to the mid game, but Double Kick is good. 70 base power overall. You got Low Kick, you got Aura Sphere, you got Focus Blast, Takedown for fighting type coverage, Reversal also as well, and then you have like Seed Bomb, Energy Ball, Solar Blade, Solar Beam, Dark Pulse, Hell Thrust for dark type coverage, Knockoff, Iron Head, Smart Strike, U-Turn, Lunge, Signal Beam, First Impression. I mean, you have all kinds of things. You also have really cool utility stuff. So I already covered Slack Off, which is amazing for reliable recovery. You have Leer, which drops defense by 2. You have Disable, which is a useful move. You have Psychic Terrain, which could be useful with Energy Shield or Intimidate. You can get that off and support your team. High Horsepower is also great ground coverage. It's 95 base power, 100% accurate, 30% chance to flinch, which is a lot earlier than the Earthquake DM is. So you get a really powerful ground move there. High Horsepower makes a lot of sense at all the mons that have hooves, like the equine type Pokemon or the Pokemon with hooves. So that's cool. Because the animation in Gen 7 does show a giant hoof. So Me First is great. Me First gives you a +2 special attack boost, and Me First is a priority move now. So you basically copy the opponent's move that turn and you use it 50% stronger. And then if you use Me First, you also get a +2 attack boost. I don't know if Me First also turns into a Z move. Let me check. Yes, it does. So I'm not sure if that gives it the power boost. I could Google it, but I'm way too lazy. If it does, then that's incredibly strong. If it doesn't, it's still very strong because you're still getting that +2 attack. So Z Me First, move first, you get their attack. With the Z move, say for example, they're gonna click Dark Pulse on you, or something in your face. You use Z Me First. That turns into Z Black Hole Eclipse, 170 base power, and then you get +2 attack. Obviously, that's not the greatest example because it's a special move, but you know, any physical move, you'll be getting +2 attack on it, and you'll still be using a Z move. Really, really good stuff right there. You also have really other awesome stuff. So you have, you know, Synchro Noise is a cool little gimmicky move. It's 120 base power, and you can only use it on mons that are the same type as you. It's normal type. However, the best part is that it gives you a +1 special attack boost now. So like, it's very situational, of course, but no, normal and psychic are pretty common types combinations. So you know, as long as the Pokemon is normal or psychic type, at least one of their types is normal or psychic, you can click Synchro Noise and get that +1 special attack 120 base power move at level 40. That's very early on, so it's a good move. Maybe worth running for a level or two until you get a better move to delete it. Yeah, stuff like Barrier, so Calm Mind, Barrier sets are pretty good. Of course, Nasty Blood and Swords Dance are also great. Skull Bash is incredible. Skull Bash is buffed. It gives you +1 attack and accuracy as well as +1 defense. So that's incredible. It's Stab, 130 base power as well. That works great with Intimidate or Energy Shield. Hypnosis is really useful. That's just an 80% accurate move. It always sleeps for 2 turns. So what you can do with Stantler, actually, you can run Intimidate Hypnosis or Energy Shield Hypnosis. You know, let's say they hit you with it, you know, they hit you with their, they hit you, let's say they hit you, okay, they hit you, they break your energy shield, okay? You take the hit that would otherwise maybe have killed you if they were a really strong Pokemon. Then you click Hypnosis, say they outsped you, okay? They outsped you, then you click Hypnosis after your energy shield is broken. That's really useful because now you get 2 turns of sleep to set up with instead of 3, sorry, instead of 1. Because if you're faster, you only get that 1 free turn, and then you get that 3rd free turn. So say, for example, you outspeed the opponent, you click Hypnosis, you land it, it's 80% accurate, then you can get off that Calm Mind right away. It's really good stuff right there. And on the 2nd turn that they're supposed to wake up, you can click Calm Mind again. And then they wake up, and then you're +2 special defense, and you take whatever hit they were trying to throw at you if they were a physical attacker, special attacker. You can also use Barrier and Calm Mind, and that's the case. So you can use Calm Mind on the turn where they're sleeping, and then Barrier on the turn where they're supposed to wake up, and then you're +2 defense, +1 special defense when they are trying to hit you, which is good. But of course, if you're slower, yes, you'll be breaking your energy shield, assuming they didn't taunt or use some other utility or status move. If they tried to attack you, you are going to take damage, but energy shield means you can probably tank whatever it is, most likely. Of course, not like extremely powerful moves like, you know, fucking Wicked Blow from a Ruthless Mon is still going to obliterate you, but you know, that's just the nature of the game. You can still take a lot of really powerful neutral hits really easily with energy shield, as well as with investment into your HP or defenses. Excuse me. I had to yawn. But my point is that with Hypnosis, if you're slower, you get 2 turns to set up, so you can get 2 Calm Minds up for free while they're asleep, which is awesome. So it's a great stuff nonetheless. So yeah, I think it's honestly about it. So not really too much else to cover. It's very self-explanatory. He's just a really, really useful, good, strong Pokemon now. Just like, you know, normal Psychic, fits very well. Great abilities, really, really incredible abilities. Great move pool, tons of great coverage moves, tons of great stab options, tons of great setup moves. I think that's honestly really about it. So I'm gonna leave it off there. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you found it interesting, excuse me, or entertaining, you can subscribe if you've listened this far and you're new and you're not subscribed already. That would be very helpful for me, and I think it would be nice for you as well. If you listened this far, you probably enjoyed it. You can also feel free to check out all these changes for yourself in the description below. You can look at every single change, and I have detailed guides for all of the abilities, all the new abilities. Like there's 28 plus custom new abilities. You can check out all the new moves, which there's like, I believe 130 plus new moves. And then the rest of the moves are all buffed or changed in some way anyways, so you may as well check those out. That's all organized for your convenience as well. It's all very nice stuff here. You can see all these moves here, and you have like a little table of contents and stuff. So yeah, that's all really cool. With a bunch of other cool stuff you can check out on that sheet as well, like a speed tier guide and other stuff. Of course, all the other Pokemon changes, you can see those yourself as well. So yeah, if you enjoyed it, feel free to do that. Also, you can feel free to join my Discord server if that interests you. You can talk to me in there. You can join the community in there. You can ask me questions. You can also download and play my older hack in there called Baron Black. More information about that on my server. I think that's really about it, so I'm going to leave it off there. All I ask for in return is that you do subscribe. Also, leaving a comment and liking the video would help with the algorithm, so if you could do that, that would be nice as well. Thank you very much, and I'll be back for more. Bye.